Well, this is week 10 of the podcast. Um, just getting, well, hopefully everyone's excited for the playoffs. Um, it's me, Maju, hosting again for today, or hosting in a while. But we do have a guest that's joining us. We actually have an all goalie contingency. So Riaz Hussein, who's still just connecting in, he's going to be joining us shortly. And then we will have an unlikely goalie. So you guys are not expecting and maybe not considering or thinking that he's a goalie, but I believe he's actually played goalie in the past. So, anyways, we got a interesting contingency happening, and we're gonna bring folks in, and I think Riaz is just connecting, so he's just getting some technical things through, but we're gonna just jump right into the games as soon as Riaz is in. Okay, so let's bring him in. Assalamu alaikum,
Good.
Riaz.
Salam. Use my mom's phone. We're good.
Well, bro, thanks a lot for joining in short notice because family things come up and people got to change plans. So I really appreciate you joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We don't get this pleasure very often. We get to have an all goalie show, so we get to break it down and chew out our defensemen, our forwards, or sometimes ourselves, and have some fun with this.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so the recap. First, we're gonna recap game one. Okay, I don't want to recap this game, but we just have to. It is what it is. So it was, excuse me, it was Taqwa and Rida. So Abdullah, Sadiq, Patel got first star, Faisal Mehboob, and then Hamza Ibrahim Bagat. I call him Bangat before, but anyways, he got third star. So we don't really have big superstars that got the goals, but they had a lot of flurry from their second and third lines and really getting a lot of pressure going. But just before we continue on, we actually have Imad just joining us. So, Imad, thanks for joining. And I was telling people earlier that people don't know this, but you were also a goalie, so we have a full goalie contingency.
I've played like 3 games in net. I'm not a goalie.
Oh yeah, Azmat's just chewing me out for the jersey. But you know what? I gotta rep the Rida jersey just because we're going into playoffs. So no, it is what it is, boys. But yeah, I know Imad, you were away for the game, so you didn't get a chance. But just to give a recap of the game itself, I think Rida was able to hold their own, and Taqwa still came out with full force. I think what was expected, but I think the biggest piece in this, right, the shots overall were 26 for Taqwa, 19 for Rida. But the place that really broke the camel's back was the goaltending. And I have to call myself out. I just have, Maju for Rida has not been consistent this entire season. It's been ups and downs. And you can't just say, hey, the team let you down, the team did this. No. You know what? For a successful run, and we've said that Rida is a strong team. Yes, they haven't been able to score, but they need production from their entire team, including the goaltending. Imad, you were kind of shaking your head. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. You haven't been good enough. No, I'm kidding. I think it's easy to blame a goalie, but often it's also dependent on the team in front of him, right? So, and like I haven't followed Rida's games directly, but I also usually if you hear a goalie that isn't performing well, you hear about it from the people watching. You hear about it from their teammates and everything. It's no secret to anyone. And like, look, I haven't heard that about you. And the games I saw, you've kept the team in it, right? A lot of the struggles that Rida has been on the scoring front, at least from that I've seen. So you can't pin that on the goalie. It's a team sport. There's always 6 guys on the floor, so it's never one person's fault. So and don't take it too hard on yourself, Maju. Now, still the playoffs to prove yourself, and you shine there.
That's the big key factor. But now, Riaz, you're the GM, you're the backstopper for Saber. You have a bye week, but what are your thoughts on these two teams when you're looking at them on paper? Like, what are you looking at? Who's the bigger team that you're going to try to stop? Or
Why
actually,
don't
no,
we-
yeah. Why don't we wait? Sorry, boys. Well, why don't we wait for that for the actual recap? But yeah, let's just jump into the second game, Riaz. I know you weren't there for the first game, but do you have any thoughts about it? Or
Just that they need guys like this to step up. You can't have MP, Abu, and Huzi doing all the work. You need like Zahir, Rayan, Mahmoud, Ayas Patel. You need these guys to show up. When they show up, I think they're dangerous.
yeah, for sure. But you can see on the scoreboard, at least
Yeah.
what we can see is, it was like line 2 and 3 that got it done.
3 new names.
But- Yeah, 3 new names.
And Yusuf Kapoor, you know what you're getting with Yusuf. Like, you know what you're getting. So you gotta score some goals in front of him.
Yeah, 19 shots and only 1 goal against. So he's definitely, backstopping that team to victory. Now, the second game of the night. So because Rida lost, Haya just needed a win to be able to get in. They couldn't rely on the goal differential because they were just way too far of a minus. They actually just needed a W, and they would have catapulted them ahead of Rida. And unfortunately, you can see it was not possible. Iman with Asim Patel having his first game, he showed up. He was he was a difference maker. He scored a goal. But we have the 3 stars of Adam Syed, the goaltender for Iman, newly claimed, Hood Khan, and Asim Patel to round out the 3 stars. Now, Iman, I know again you weren't there, but what was the thought of like Haya coming into the game? What were the feelings and just the mindset? Were they in it?
Yeah, I mean, look at the shots. They had 31 shots on Adam Syed, right?
Yeah.
And that says something. Getting more than 20 or 25 shots, that's a lot. So the team knew going into this that you had to win. And especially if Rida and the way the games worked out, it was great, right? Because they knew going into the game where they stood and that they actually controlled their own fate. I should say we control our own fate. I wasn't there, but we controlled our own fate. And so going into it was, I think all week we've been talking about how we had to come out, we had to perform, we had to do what needed to be done to get that W. And I mean, I didn't watch the game, but I know the guys were committed. We had great attendance that game. I was the only person missing. And 31 shots to 13 against. I mean, that tells a little bit of a story. And it was close, right? 1-0. So what can you say? It's disappointing. Unfortunately, there are teams every season, right, that don't make the playoffs as hard as they play and as much as they might deserve it. But this season it just ended up being one of those teams.
Now, Riaz, I definitely want to get your viewpoint on this, right? We talked about this before the podcast, and you've always been a big supporter of all your guys in your area. But Adam Syed, he just tell every folks what happened, and just want to put it on light, but that Adam Syed now, just playing 3-4 games, he has the best save percentage in the league.
Yeah, I was telling Mashu, he showed me before when I got there. She showed me his phone, showed me the save percentage. I'm like, I get it. But he's in grade 12. He's young. He's good. He'll only get better. I mean, he's still a pretty small guy in there. I mean, I think you got to pick your spots with him, but I think he still has a little bit of time to go, not too much, but he's really good. And I didn't think he was this good. I've seen him play Salam Cup, other leagues, whatever, NBHL, but he wasn't this good. He was good. He wasn't this good. He wasn't facing 30 shots and stopping them all. But not many goalies can face 30 shots in a game in a ring size like Iceland where it's really small, right? In the hangar where it's really small and save all those shots, right? You got a lot of guys who can shoot. I mean, one guy on their team, Hafiz Khan, I know he has a shot. He scored on me. I mean, he didn't score on Adam though, right? So, but he's really good. I think he is like the next coming up goal, like the next goalie that's coming up is definitely him.
So, like the one to watch, definitely in the area.
For sure.
Yeah. So, no, I have nothing but good things to say about Adam too. That players just haven't been able to solve him, and he has the agility to be able to jump around and try to make those acrobatic saves. But it's gonna be interesting to see what he can put up for tomorrow, because that's where the challenge begins. Now, going on to the next game, we had Yakin and Ihsan. Yakin was pretty much, I think they had most of their team, if not, well, close to their entire team. They're always missing one or two guys here and there. But Isan was missing quite a few guys. They were missing, who do we have? Wasim Kagzi. They were missing, actually, their GM, Daoud, was injured. You saw him just trying to make an appearance. He was limping to the floor. He showed up, and Mikhail Zaidi was missing, and Naeem Malik was missing. So they were missing a big core, and they were also missing Hamza Butt. So they were able to ask, who was it, Yusuf Kapoor, to start the game, and thankfully he was able to. But it just didn't go their way. So Mazhak, first star, who was 1 goal away from a hat trick. No, sorry, I believe he did get his hat trick on the scoreboard. Adam Mobin got a 2nd star, and then Altaf Panchati to round out the 3 stars. Ree, give us your breakdown, brother.
White, they're really good. I think they're still missing Zach Ali. I don't know if he shows up, honestly. I don't know if he shows up, but I love the guy. I don't know if he shows up though. But Dawood, I think he has to be healthy first of all for them to win any games. He has to be healthy. He's a really good player. He has a shot. He's a vocal leader of that team, right? Him, Hamoudi. So he needs to be there, obviously. Mazhak, I mean, he finished off strong. I think he had 2 points a game or something like that. I think he had like 18 and 6 or something like that. Something crazy. That's a good year. That's almost MVP worthy, I think. And they finished 2nd or 3rd. So, I mean, they're going to be a tough team to beat. Whoever plays them in the semifinals, I feel bad for, because you have to stop Maz, you have to stop Altaf. They're both really good.
Yeah, so they're Maz, Altaf, Waqar. Yep, Zakaria wasn't there, but even who was it? Omar.
Abdullah. He's really good. Oh, sorry. Yeah. That's one guy I forgot. Sorry. He's good.
Yeah, he's definitely, I think, one of the steals of the draft. But it's going to be, it's definitely interesting. And, I hope Yusuf is feeling better, because unfortunately he got injured, or I think it was a muscle spasm where he had to leave the game. And they asked me, because I was there. They asked me to jump in. So alhamdulillah, I was able to just finish off the game. But again, was not able to get the result that they were looking for. But you know what? Again, when you don't have half your team, you're going to struggle. Now, on to the next game. So this game was highly touted to be, one of the games of the night, because we have the family feud or whatnot. But there was a huge curveball thrown. Right, Riaz, you didn't start the game. You didn't even dress for the game. You let who was it, Mohammed Motala, an area guy, one of your close friends, start the game for you. Now that gave a result that was not favorable, but people were also giving this conspiracy theory that Sabr wasn't really trying and whatnot. So Zain is asking who again played for Sabr. And Bilal Alvi, the man who scored, just thanking Riaz for not showing up or not playing.
Well, first, it was quite we didn't expect to see Ali Khwaja come out and play, but he played well, obviously. But yeah, you have to give it to those guys. It was a personal game for them. I think they just wanted to pound us, regardless of who was playing, who was in net. They just wanted to pound us. And they did. So I mean, Fahad Panchpa, Fatty, really good game, 6 points. He could have got Player of the Week too, but yeah, it was a tough game all around. I'll take full blame for it. It was I'll take the blame for this game. But now we know what it feels like to lose, right? So not that none of us have lost before, but this season, now that we know what it feels like to lose, we don't want to lose, because the feeling after wasn't good. Even though we didn't move up, we didn't move down in the standings, but we don't like to lose. So now we know what it's like. Now we know how to avoid it. And we're also missing Amr Khwaja. Let me say that. He's probably the most underrated player in this entire league for as many years as he's played. I played against him. I was finally on his team this year. We missed in the last couple games, and it showed, obviously. And everyone else, we just got to get healthy, I think. That's it. Omar Hussein, MVP year, obviously. Just needs to get healthy. Zaid Khaler needs to stop taking high-sticking penalties. But that's it. Yeah.
Iman, any thoughts?
Hey, look, I guess Ikhlas being the other team that didn't qualify for the playoffs, and it's unfortunate that they didn't, but you know what? At least they get out on a high note. Mohammad Yusuf Chaudhry gets a big game, and you know, I think we'll touch on him in the next slide. But you know what? I guess it's a consolation prize for not making the playoffs, beating up on your family and ending on a winning note.
Yeah, MYC, for those who don't know, but he got 3 goals and 2 assists, I believe. So definitely a stellar game. And you know, I have to kind of put this out there, but you know, Mohamed Watala was in net, and usually when you're starting a different league, when you know you're playing your boys and all that, there's some jitters, right? And he just didn't look comfortable in net. So you know, Mohamed, I know you're in the chat, so don't beat yourself up or anything. I think Ree just threw you into a bad situation.
Yeah.
The bad GM he is.
I threw him into a personal game, but he's still young. He doesn't really play men's league. He plays a lot of gym hockey in Malton, but once he starts playing more men's league games, he'll be more accustomed to it. It's a lot quicker than he thinks, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And then the ball has a lot more time to change direction and stuff. So, inshallah, Mohamed, just you know, I just try to keep coming out, and inshallah we'll try to get you games or whatnot. Just do what you can, brother. But good seeing you out there. He's not the best uncle.
I'm not related to him. Let me set the record straight. I'm not related to him.
Well, from the first star, we're going to go into the Hoopo Player of the Week. Now, Imad, do you want to take this away? Take this.
I know, go for it, Maju. You're pro at this.
Well, we have Hoopo's Player of the Week. You know, Hoopo is a great organization that's driven to make change in the communities that they're partnering up with. They're not just they're there to just give money and walk away. They want to empower. They want to work with the communities to be able to sustain themselves for the future. But again, the Hoopo Player of the Week, you can barely see it on the slide, but it is Mohamed Yusuf Chaudhry, one of the longest names in our league, with 3 goals and 2 assists. I heard that the man tried to do a very creative video, but just the juices just weren't flowing for him. But alhamdulillah, it was still a good video, regardless, man. He still gave the good shout outs.
I got to say that's probably the first time I've heard him speak. So it's and I think a couple other people have mentioned that too. So it's good that he had a voice, let's say.
Yeah. First time he actually had a voice. But Mohamed Yusuf, you just got to get more vocal, bro. Like you have the skill, you have the talent. You just keep doing your thing, but just get a little bit more vocal if you're going to be a GM. But anyways, that takes us into our next 2 big quarterfinals. So kind of a play-in tournament, what a play-in for the last seed, whatever you want to call it. We have Sabr and Yakin who actually have the bye. So that leads us to a Taqwa and Rida rematch of last week. 8 o'clock game is Taqwa and Rida, and then they again play at 10 o'clock. Best of 2 games wins and move on. Imad, do you want to break this game down for us?
Yeah, and maybe just to talk a little bit about the logistics of the 2 games. So both teams come in even with no advantage going into the 2-game series. Obviously, if you win 2 games, you make it outright into the semis, the next round. If there's a win and a tie, then the team that had the win, they move in because they get 3 points versus the other team only gets 1. And if both games end in a tie or each team gets a win, then we go into a 5-minute sudden death overtime. And if that doesn't solve anything, then you go into a shootout. I believe it's only 3 shooters, and then if needed, then 1 additional round each. So we'll see what happens. We've had nights where we've had both sets of games go into overtime, and that makes for a very exciting night. So we'll see, inshallah. I'm sure the Friday night won't be short on excitement.
Yeah, definitely. One thing to say is, guys, please be ready for your games right away. You know, get your warm-up in ahead of time, but we want to try to stick on schedule as much as possible, especially to allow for those overtimes and shootouts. So the refs and everyone's going to be pushing for a hard start time. So just get there, be ready to go. Now, Ree, I asked you this question earlier. I'm going to put you back on the spot. But from these 2 teams, A, who do you think is going to make it? But B, who do you not want to face? Like, who has the more firepower?
Man, I'll say black only because like all they do is shoot. I don't know if they play defense, but all they do is shoot. They kind of just kick the ball up and just want to shoot it. Like defense is like so far back in their mind that they just want to play offense. So that's from a goalie's perspective, that's the toughest thing they'll go up against. The guys who all they want to do is come across the red line and let it fly. Especially when they're shooting from there, it's a lot harder, right? I wouldn't want to face black, but again, they have Mahib, Asif, Ajmal on the other side. Don't want to face them either. I feel bad for. Sorry, I don't feel bad, but White's gonna have their hands full regardless of who they play. But it's gonna be a good game. You have some star players going at it. MP, Mahib, Abu, all those guys. It's gonna be a good one for sure. Matthew, you're gonna have your hands full, but it's up to your team in front of you, your defense, your forwards come back on defense, and multi-style hockey. All offense, no defense.
One thing we've always struggled, as Rida has always struggled with, is the first 5 minutes, I'd say. But last week they were actually Rida was able to keep the possession and keep it on in Taqwa's zone for a lot of it. All it took was Abu Mandra just to kind of make it off the blue. Make it in, right at the blue line. He just took a shot that just kind of handcuffed me a little bit. But that kind of catapulted into the lack of scoring chances, and the team gets down and all that. But you're right. I think it starts from the beginning. It starts from a hard start and a quick go, and whoever kind of takes that first goal and doesn't let themselves down, or just kind of keeps that pressure. But regardless, it's going to be interesting to come. We got Abdullah Patel saying Rida upset incoming.
Oh, yeah.
So the shadow GM. Well, if you go by standings, it's
player-wise, whoever wins this game is going to be the best team won.
Imad, you broke us. You broke the stand or the matchup down, but like at least the game wise, what's?
Yeah, sorry, Maju. I think Rida's going to be in tough. They've had the entire season to try and get their team together. Mashallah, there's a lot of talent on that team. They were picked as one of the strongest teams to be drafted, but what's on paper doesn't always translate onto what's on the floor. And even going to the last game of the season didn't work out. So I don't know who's going to be there, who's not going to be there. I know there've been some absences, but I'm giving Taqwa the upper hand on this. They've consistently been very good. So it's really Rida to prove everyone wrong, or Rida's has to prove everyone wrong in terms of what happens tomorrow night.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. The losses that Taqwa has, it's because of the lack of availability or people showing up. So when they're missing players, that's when it becomes impactful. Whereas Rida has struggled to score more than 2 goals in most of their games. The only time they were able to score more than 2 goals were against Ikhlas. So you know what? A fair assessment and a great breakdown. But we can keep talking about this, but let's kind of show the tail of the tape as well. So where we kind of see the season record. I should have showed this earlier as well. But you can see the goals for against for both teams and kind of where it really lies. And like you said it, Imad, that Rida's struggled to score. They've allowed a lot more. So it's kind of like just flip for both teams when it comes to goals for and goals against.
Hey, and you look at that, if Taqwa really wants to beat Rida, all they have to do is shut down Mohib. He's in on 12 of the 19 goals that Rida scored. I mean, that doesn't say more than anything you need to know. And the next up is Ali Wadi at 5 assists. So, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, for sure. The next matchup we have, so for our 9 and 11 o'clock games, is Ihsan versus Iman. Again, if you guys remember, Iman had a couple of claims in the last game, before the last game of the season. So they have Adam Sayed as their permanent goalie in net, and our star on the poster, Asim Patel, who actually had played his first game and actually got a goal on his first game as well. So that's kind of their plus side, and they're racking off a couple of wins, I think undefeated in the last 4 or 5. Whereas Ihsan, they've had some struggles recently with attendance, and most recently with the Dawood injury. We'll go to the tail of the tape just to kind of show everyone what they're looking at. But Imad, do you want to just start off with kind of breaking down the teams and seeing and giving us a lowdown?
Yeah, I think if we look at the season as a whole, these teams probably went in opposite directions. So Isan had a really strong start to the season, and they were kind of okay going into the latter half of the season. Versus Iman really struggled early on. They had a lot of change in personnel over the course of the season and I think all due to injury actually. And they've turned it around. And you're right, they've won the last 4 games of the season, and yeah, I mean, pretty convincingly. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if a team that maybe wasn't the strongest, at least on paper, or at least to start, can overcome a team that is pretty strong on paper and on the floor, has shown to be very strong on the floor as well. But how important is momentum going to these playoffs?
Riaz, what are your thoughts?
Dawood needs to be healthy. If he's healthy, he should. Sorry, he doesn't. No, yeah, he should be healthy going into this game if they need him. Obviously, Hamoudi leads the team in points, but Dawood's a big catalyst back there. Whether he plays defensive forward, Mohamed Salah, you see that name on there. I don't know if has he played in the league before?
No, I think this is his first season.
Because that's
second.
second?
I think he
Second,
played in the
so-
summer. Yeah.
sophomore year. That's some good numbers up there. They need more. They'll need the scoring. They can get that from Awesome. I think Awesome and Hood. I guess 4 goals, not bad. Ever since Junaid went to the bench though, went to the coaching stand, you saw a little uptick in their play. So coach of the year for sure. Jack Adams, Junaid Alvi, for sure.
That's a real positive spin there.
But Adam needs to be able to stop the Hamoudi and Siambra. They got shots and they're gonna pepper him. Farouk too. They're not gonna be merciful on him. So he needs to step up. He needs to play well.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great assessment of just breaking the teams down. And like last week, they were missing quite a few players. 4 guys I just kind of spoke off. And it makes a huge difference when you literally are missing one full line, right? We have Abdullah Patel kind of chiming in and saying Iman is going to the finals 100%. Now, Dawood doesn't like this.
Wait, is
Dawood,
Abdullah Patel on that team?
No, Abdullah's on Yaqeen.
Okay, I just don't remember him. I don't see him out there, or don't notice him. So
DC, you got to have some say in here, bud. Like, I know you're in the chat. Yeah, like light him up, bro. But DC doesn't like it, and he'll play through any pain. So I'm assuming that injury was quite a bit, quite significant for to limit him. But now he's going to just play through the pain, even if it is happening or whatever. He's. Oh, there we go. Okay, DC with a little bit of chiming. Shane. Oh man, yeah. So DC just throwing some fire out there, man. Like there are people that are rooting for Isan, and they definitely think it's going to be an amazing matchup, and it's going to be a hard fought finish, regardless of how you want to break it down.
I think the teams are going to split the games, and then we're going to go into sudden death. That's my call.
Woo. I am looking forward to that. That's always fun to watch. So again, guys, make sure you show up on time, and let's get the game started on time. Now, I'm going to throw this up there, but Iman, I want you to take it away, brother.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to maybe just there you go. Perfect. That's awesome. So the winter season, so the January start is launching imminently. It should be up later tonight or early tomorrow with the registration link. Something a little bit different this season. So we are starting on January 5th. So right at the beginning of the season, we'll finish by the end of May. It is a 12-game season this time around. So 12 regular season games plus playoffs then. So it is a little bit longer. We are taking a break for Ramadan. So, just be aware that we're not asking you to play during then. And we're really excited. There's going to be a lot of faces that are returning to the league after being away for a little while. I won't go into details on that yet, but registration is opening up soon. There's usually a lot of demand for the winter season, so don't take your time, lollygagging and trying to register. Register as soon as possible. Send in your payment because your registration isn't confirmed until your payment comes in. So you want your spot. You want to play in this season. It's going to be awesome. Riaz,
no, I don't.
Pardon?
Riaz, will you GM again?
We have to see how the end of the season goes.
Oh wow, okay.
Man, oh man, I want to win. Obviously, being like, just want to win, but maybe. I mean, I got nothing better to do in the winter, so I'll start it next. So
Look at
why
it
not?
this way, right? If you don't win, you need to come back and avenge the loss.
Yeah.
If you win, you need to come back for a
Defend.
repeat. So I
Yeah.
mean, regardless, you got to come in.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, Zayd wants to play again. I won't jam with him, but hopefully he plays again. So I can play with him, but just not as a GM. Otherwise, yeah. I encourage everyone to play. It's really fun. Especially if there's a lot of old guys coming back who haven't played in a while, makes the season a little interesting. Get some good talent in there, and get some new guys in there too. Like Adam Syed, get him in there. His little brother as well. He's pretty good. A lot of young guys coming up. I think we should give the young guys a chance to play, especially against like the high-end talent. See how they fare. Bred them for the future.
For sure. So when you register, when you see this come up by tomorrow, don't delay. Just sign up as soon as possible.
Riaz, so are you saying like old guys like me and other older people should not be signing up? Well, what the heck, bro? Like,
I'm
No,
older than you
we
too.
need you guys. No, we need you guys. We need you to show these young guys how to act, how to behave. We need the veterans to set a good example for guys like me, guys younger than me, to be good people out there. Be civil. Don't go around hitting people. No fighting, and yeah.
No, but well said, man. Like I again, Imad said this a couple of times now, but like, guys, please don't lollygag. Don't take your time. Oh, I'll sign up when I sign up. Make sure you get your registration form and your fee in ASAP. As soon as the link goes up, it will fill up quickly. We are getting some star players back again for this season. We're just, once we know things are happening, it'll start getting posted up. So we'll get the hype going around. But we don't want to take it away from this season, right? We still want the playoffs. We still want the hype to happen for this season. So, but Imad, I think you said that the draft is going to happen over the holidays. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's likely going to happen over the holidays. So you're going to have about three and a half weeks to register. And to provide a little perspective, the fall and winter seasons are usually very busy. For the fall season, we had a wait list of over 2 rounds of players. So that's over 15 guys who registered and didn't get in. So you don't want to be one of those 15 guys. So don't waste your time. Just do it.
And I'll throw some fire out there. Don't be a Hamza Bagat and send your payment in late thinking that, it's okay, I got time, and then come to me saying, hey, I didn't get in. What's going on? Can you talk to them for me? Like, I can't do anything, man.
Buggers, come on. Isn't that? I think that's like Abu Manja's like brother-in-law or something. He needs to come on, use Abu, man. Just play. Come on.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's really it. Any last thoughts, guys?
Just have fun out there, everyone. The playoffs get a little intense. Been there, been through it. It gets a little intense, so maybe like tone it down a little bit. Don't go slashing the goalies or anything because they don't like that. I can speak from experience. Yeah, just have fun out there though. May the best teams win, and yeah, have fun.
It's going to be an exciting night tomorrow. So it's always fun watching, especially this first round of the playoffs, because there are usually a lot of upsets and surprises. So really looking forward to it.
Yep, definitely. And we have 2 games for all the teams combined. So make sure you get some hydration and then maybe a power bar or something in between just to keep your energy up. We want to make sure everyone survives the night, but Imad will have his defibrillator and or first aid kit handy just in case we get more injuries. This season's been crazy for injuries, man.
Dang has all that stuff. I don't have it.
Well, Jazakallah, boys, for joining me and pivoting in the last minute. I really appreciate it. And look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow.
Inshallah, we'll see you then. Assalamu alaikum,
Okay.
guys.
Take care. Assalamu alaikum.